Hello everyone. I am coming to you here on Holy Saturday evening, just hours before the Easter Vigil begins, and I wanted to give you a few thoughts on my absolute favorite day of the year. Holy Saturday might seem like a really odd day to be my favorite day of the year, but hear me out a little bit here. So, Holy Saturday is all about the quiet hope of waiting. And no one likes to wait. I don't like to wait, you don't like to wait, but there's something so amazing about Holy Saturday because of why it's quiet. God is asleep. We've killed God. God is asleep. God is in the tomb and we're waiting. But there's something going on beyond the surface that we can't see. Christ has descended down into hell to get the just people out of hell who don't belong there anymore. They've been there because the gates of heaven are not opened yet. They've been stuck since they died because the gates of heaven were not opened. And because of what Christ has done, now suddenly they are able to enter heaven. They're able to go through those gates of heaven and to be with God for all eternity. So Christ goes down to the netherworld to ransom them, to bring them up to heaven. And all of this happens while we wait. All of this happens while it is silent, while it is quiet. I absolutely love the quiet reflection of this day. And there's an ancient homily that mentions that quiet reflection, that mentions that silence because the king is asleep. And in that reflection, in that homily, it says, "Rise," as Christ is speaking to the people he is coming to bring out of hell and to bring to heaven. It says that Christ says, "Arise, because you are not made for hell. You were not made to be a prisoner in hell." That really hit home for me today because even though I'm not dead and in hell, sometimes I feel as though I'm in a tomb that I've made for myself. Sometimes I feel like my heart is a tomb because of my struggles, because of my suffering, because of my sin, and that I need to be brought out of that tomb. And I need that reminder that I'm not made for the tomb. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I am. Sometimes I feel like these sufferings, these sins, these imperfections of mine are how I was made and what I was made for. But I know that's not true. This is a reminder that that's not what I was made for. And that's not what you were made for either. You were not made to be a prisoner. You were made for freedom and love and truth and beauty and all of those things. You were made for God. And that's a reminder that we hear today as Christ brings out those just people out of the netherworld and into heaven. My other absolute favorite part of today is the Easter Vigil, particularly the Exultet, the beautiful hymn that we sing at the beginning of the liturgy, announcing the praises of this Paschal candle that symbolizes Christ. And in that song, in that Exultet, it says, "O necessary sin of Adam, O happy fault that earned so great, so glorious a Redeemer. This is the night of which it is written, the night shall be as bright as day, dazzling is the night for me, and full of gladness." I can't help but just grin from ear to ear during this song, just because it's so beautiful, the music and all of that, but also because of what it is saying. How much more joy could there be than to have the worst fault in the history of the world, both the fault of Adam and our sin, our fault in crucifying the Lord of the universe. How much more joy could there be than when that Lord rises from the dead, not to shame us or guilt us, but to save us and rescue us? There's something so amazingly beautiful about that, and how that plays out in each of our lives, how that plays out in my life and in your life, how the worst things that have ever happened to us can be transformed by the resurrection of Christ. And that's what we celebrate tonight when the light breaks through the darkness in each of our lives. I could go on talking about this forever, but I won't. I just invite you to please take in this day, take in the silence, take in the waiting, take in the hope, take in the light and the beauty of the Easter Vigil, and know that I'm praying for you, and that I'm praying that you just really experience that Easter joy in a very real way tomorrow. God bless you all.